Right, so September last year, 2025, some military officers and some...
In the final stages, there's going to be a fighting between Muslims. The ISWAP is the most deadly of all.
Simple. The governors, areas where they don't want elections to hold because they will lose, they allow insecurity there, so they will write results.
It's crazy, you know. It's crazy. That is when you understand.
They joined because, one, they were deceived to think that they were fighting for God. Some of them were deceived because they were poor.
Check on now. Check on. That this arm is safe. At the end of the day, they seem to be benefiting more with this insecurity than when there's security. Because
they told us 25 million, and we thought, okay, we looked around for 25 million, and they...
Up to today, Nigerian army never go raid that bush.
If we want to stop all this madness instantly, I think the younger generation need to create a framework, a responsible framework. And
you understand? That's just the truth. Now, this brings us to what I've been saying. I said
some of them were deceived because they were poor and they felt that was the only way they could have some, because those guys had money to give them.
Intelligence officers that we have in Nigeria, no wonder.
Hello guys, welcome back to Kidnapping. I want us to watch this interview of General Christopher Musa. In this interview he did on Arise TV. You know one thing, when other countries are saying that they have a minister of defense or they have any defense system, Nigeria should not remain dumb, deaf and dumb. Because what we have is not a minister of defense, we have a minister of surrender and a minister who is a bandit sympathizer. You see, when a government take it as a priority to defend a no hard, cold-hearted killer into the society, this is what you get. You guys should hold on. Let's just listen to the Minister of Defense.
International law says once your enemy surrenders, you are bound to treat him humanly. That is international law. And it's unfortunate, but that's just the truth. And again, you know, there are issues sometimes when we do some things, people come against us and say we are killing innocent civilians. So it's always a thin line between what you do. Now, Operation Safe Corridor is international, is an internationally set up avenue where you take out those supposedly terrorists. Now, let me explain in detail. When we started arresting, I was the theater commander in the Northeast when the terrorists started surrendering. And what happened? We were able to take out their crossing points, their feeding, the oxygen that keeps them going. They couldn't get ammunition, they couldn't get food, they couldn't get water, they couldn't get fuel. So those of them that were really tired, fed up of this, started surrendering. Now, when they came out, what we did is that we worked together with the Borno state government. They provided the transport and the management and administration. We were able to disarm those ones that came out. And what we found out that there are three categories of people. Firstly, there were these sorts that were conscripted by force. Now, what the terrorists were doing then is when they attack a village, they bring out all the male guys to one side and ask you to either join them or you die. Those that joined were left. Those that didn't join were beheaded. So those ones were forced into it. There were different groups that were picked for one reason or the other. They were used as farmers to help assist them in farming out there in the field, and all they were using them for as slaves. And then there were the real perpetrators who are the combatants. Now we're able to identify these three sets. Those first two sets were kept. Those are the ones we normally send to Operation Safe Corridor for rehabilitation. The terrorists, those ones are the ones we are still keeping and handed over to the Attorney General of the Federation. And I'm sure you've heard of recent, some of them were jailed. Now, because of the legal system, it takes a long while because you have to bring proof. You have to bring exhibits that you're going to use against them. So the military provides camp to keep them. Meanwhile, the Attorney General of the Federation is profiling them, taking them to court when they have cases, and then jailing them for those ones that were found guilty. So these are the sets. So I wanted to make that clarification because everybody thought that we just carry everybody, put them in, and give them ashwebi, give them food. No. I don't know about the 70,000 you were talking about, but all I know is that these first two sets, these ones that were enslaved, the ones that were conscripted, they were forced into it. Not that it was a willing thing they did. We kept them to one side, and they give them mineral jails because sometimes, why do they join? They join because, one, they were deceived to think that they were fighting for God. Some of them were deceived because they were poor and they felt that was the only way they could have some, because those guys had money to give them. They entice them with money and promise them heaven and earth, and so they join them. So when we treat those ones and they were given some skills, they are rehabilitated back into the community. And I can tell you where we keep monitoring them, and there is none that has really gone back and that has gone bad, because we're also monitoring what they're doing. But those perpetrators are kept to one side. Now in Borno, the governor, I remember we had a stakeholders meeting where an individual came, because we had to bring the victims. One of the representatives of the victims, I remember very clearly, came and said that they killed 9 of his family members. But that if forgiving them is going to bring peace, he's ready to do it. Because whatever you do, you have to still sit down on the table and see that. In South Africa, we have the Truth and Reconciliation Program. Rwanda, they had it after all the killings and all these things. So these are these things. No matter what you do, you must have a round table where you sit down and discuss these issues. Those ones that are found guilty will face the law. That's just the rule.
So are you saying that Nigeria is not rewarding the killers, the ones that have been found guilty of this crime? Is that what you're saying?
Not at all. Not at all. We're not rewarding acts of criminality. It will be stupid and foolhardy for us to do that.
All right. And so this reintegration program.
We can understand. Yes. We can understand the sentiments. People feel aggrieved, and naturally they will feel, look, everybody that is there should be killed. But we can't do that, because it's the same Nigerians that will come and say we're also killing innocent civilians.
So the Minister of Defense is granting an interview and making excuse to why they are safeguarding bandits, reintegrating them, giving them a stipend or empowering them, and putting them back to the community they have devastated. How does that even make sense? And this was the same man that was saying nobody should reintegrate any bandit into the society anymore. And the same man is now telling us, giving us the reason why they should reintegrate bandits into the society. Let's leave that story for now, because we are going somewhere with it. But let's go back to another story. I want us to listen to Reverend Ladi Peter Thompson in this video or interview that he did, where he talked about how Nigeria government disarmed citizens who are protecting themselves against bandits and fulani herdsmen. Let's watch this interview.
To kill civilians. And then if you are even a hunter or anybody, you're looking for a license to get a gun. Listen, I remember Anchaka in Kano many years ago. Oh, my friend, Dr. Fadipe, he's late now. Very brave leader, Christian leader. Blood in the streets of Kano. He would say, let's go out. Go and look for the Christians, how to protect their lives in Kano. I remember there was a time in one particular area of Kano where people from the south stay, especially the southeast, they had collected guns and armed themselves because they knew these attacks were coming. In that particular year, when the people came shouting Allahu Akbar under the cover, using the religion as a cover to come and slaughter and to kill, when they faced a volley of fire, look, they screamed and ran for their lives. The next day, the commissioner of police demanded that anybody who has guns should come and submit them. So the complicity of governance with this thing is not today. We saw this in the field many years. So what am I saying? The young people in Nigeria need to aggregate together quietly and make one more demand using the digital advantage. We don't need any election in Nigeria right now until the security issue is resolved.
So you want young people to have guns, to be armed. You're suggesting that
all hunters, every family has a right to this. That's why I said responsible gun culture. When the American intervention came first with the 2 tweets and then the Christmas Day intervention, instead of Nigerians to respond positively to what the intervention that the American government made through Donald Trump, let me tell you what the Nigerian response was. Nigeria flooded the United States of America with money. To do what? To deny that there was a Christian genocide. Nigeria, that will not take care of its citizens at home, officially, publicly released $10 million to a lobby firm, but from the charter in Washington, Nigeria's money in Washington that has been sent to neutralize what Trump has been doing is almost $150 million. We all know that we have more than enough documentation, more than enough clout to show that there really was a Christian genocide going on. And then later on, as I had mentioned more than 10 years ago, that in the final stages, there's going to be a fighting between Muslims. The ISWAP is the most deadly of all. The Fulani and the Boko Haram is Kanuri. Kanuris and the Fulani don't see eye to eye. Two predators are fighting to be the one to devour the nation. Secondly, all honorable Muslims who refuse to be a part of terrorism end up being killed. The first time was in Kano many years ago. And when this current administration responded by pouring money into Washington, let me tell people right now, a lot of people who have been working hard in Washington, I will mention only one name. There's a young man, Stephen Inada, for instance. I want to tell you that when I sit in consultation groups with a lot of people right now, the money poured in by Nigeria has dampened the enthusiasm in Washington. A lot of people who were speaking up before, who had been informed, who had the information, all of a sudden are also coming down. However, the good news is Frank Wolf, Chris Smith, people like that, Bob Destro, Greg Stanton, this Ann Buwalda, Faith McDonald, these are people who refuse to give up.
So, from what you are saying, is the Nigerian government bribing people that have been speaking up for Nigeria in Washington?
The mantra of the government today is that whatever problem money cannot solve will be solved by more money.
Government comes and say, for you to protect yourself, everything you know you have been using to protect yourself, give it to us. And they left these people vulnerable once again. And they give the bandit the upper hand to come back into the community and devastate those people who were able to safeguard themselves because the government has failed so woefully. There is another video I want us to watch. I know most of you might have watched it. I think it was trending one certain time of Dr. Akim Baba Ahmed. In this interview, he also did in Arise TV where he talked about how his cousin was kidnapped. And he went to the government as a government official. They know where these people are. He gave the government the coordinate of where these people are. Still, the people, his cousin, stay 30-something days in captivity until they paid ransom. I know, because I want us, we were driving somewhere. If you have watched this interview before, please exercise patience. For those of you who haven't watched it, let's watch this interview together because we have to build the story around what is going on in Nigeria.
Last year, my nephew was kidnapped. My late sister's son, along with 3 other people. They went to a farm they had hired, and they used to go there and farm things. And they were kidnapped on just a few miles between Kaduna on the way to Kachia. They put up in this maybe house, maybe hotel in the village. In the night, bandits came. One of them tried to run away. They followed him, shot him dead, dragged his body back so that the other 3 can see what will happen if the other 3 try to run away. They didn't. They were taken just a few kilometers into the bush, and they spent 36 days there.
36 days?
36 days.
Your nephew?
I was my nephew, my sister's son. At that time, I was the special
advisor political to the president.
I was working in the villa. There was hardly anybody I didn't speak to. We gave them the coordinates, which was easy to get, where those 37 days, every single day, Malanza, we spoke with the bandits and we spoke with our nephew and the 2 other people. Every single day, with 4 or 5 of his uncles. Every day we conversed. Every day they would tell us their condition. We will negotiate. And they would tell us, the bandits will speak to us and give them the phone. We insisted on speaking to him because we wanted proof of life.
Yes.
And they kept making demands. They knew everything about him. They had done their research. The very day they picked him up, they said, "You are Ismail Sahabi."
You are what?
Yes. They said, your uncle is so. They were talking about me.
Special advisor to the president, living in the villa.
He's a big man. He works in the villa, so we're going to get a lot of money. They also told him about my other brother, Dati. What he was doing, and they said, so we're going to ask for a lot of money. They kept them there. The first time they said, they told us 25 million. And we thought, okay, we looked around for 25 million and they wanted 3 motorcycles and a lot of drugs.
Drugs,
a lot of medication, rice, all sorts of things. And we sent it to them. They told us where to go.
You sent it?
Oh, yeah. We sent it to them. But at the same time, we also told everybody, imagine in that position, I know just about everybody who was in government, and I could go walk into their offices and ask for sympathy. Please, it's my nephew. They're going to kill him if he's not rescued. And people say, oh, give us the coordinates. And it was easy to get the coordinates.
You gave them?
Yes, we gave them all the coordinates. They will say, oh, they will not spend. They spent 37 days. We spent, all in all, between the first day they were kidnapped and when they were released, we had spent close to 175 million naira. 175 million naira. Eventually they were released. This 175 was made up of about, I think, 120 million in cash in 3 batches. We sent people to them. They gave us directions. In one of the 3 times that they took money, they even ran into some military people who said, you are going in the wrong direction. This is the way to go.
I mean, when the bandits took the money,
yes,
and then moving to their escape routes.
The people we sent to deliver the money got lost, and they said to the military, we are looking for this direction. We've been told to come here, and they said this is the wrong way to go.
And the military will tell them, okay, take left, take right.
Yes.
This is a serious indictment.
I'm sorry to say this.
Yes.
I regret this, but if you see, when we say things like there's a system behind this organization, and this is last year. Now, really, what's part of it is when our nephew was released, and we would ask him things like, well, what did they do with all that money? He will tell us. If we sent money and it gets to them by 6 p.m., by 9 p.m., a whole bunch of their seniors would come, literally take away everything, leave a little bit of money, a little bit of drug, a little bit of medication in the camp where our nephew was held. And
he saw their seniors, I mean.
Oh yeah, people would come and collect this money. And they would tell them, we are just safekeepers. There are bosses, and they have bosses, and they have bosses. This is an industry.
Has he explained how they look, the bosses?
No, they never saw the bosses. The people who were owning them were just simply
sharing or comparing notes.
No. They were just keepers of these people. They had senior people ahead of them. And those people had senior people, and the ones who kept them would tell them, our bosses.
Is it because you lost confidence in government that you parted with this humongous amount? And don't you think it's actually a criminal act to pay ransom?
In retrospect, to be honest with you, I'm glad. We never went public, but we told government. We told everybody in government. I did, and I begged. I begged them. Because I didn't believe that those people would let them go, in spite of the fact that we were giving them.
And you are scared he might likely be killed.
Yes. When he was released, I could barely recognize him. He still limps.
Up till now?
Yes, from an injury he had.
I'm malnourished.
And if we hadn't given that money, I'm sure they would have killed him. In fact, the very last money we sent, close to 100 million, was because they said this is the last demand we make, and we want it by tomorrow or the 2 days, in 48 hours, or we'll kill these people. And my nephew said, they will kill us.
What did the security people, government, and all that told you ultimately? That they were...
We are trying to rescue them. 37 days. We are trying our best.
What do you think is serve as encumbrance for our forces to rescue people from bushes?
There is a system behind this. These are not just riffraff, fulani people who have... I think there is a whole organization. There is a very tight network of these people. They have intelligence. They have access to weapons. They have access to communities. They are not people who will pick the general and take him into the bush and his wife and keep him until he dies, for goodness sake. This can't be. People.
A government official, he was also working in the government. His cousin was kidnapped. He said he shared the coordinate of where these people are located to police officer, to the military, to government officials. They will all the time, oh, okay, we'll do something, we'll release the person, we'll try and make sure that everything is okay. Said they never did anything until they pay ransom of 100 something million naira. That is when his cousin was released. There's also another story I want us to listen to of Senator Ashunu. I hope I pronounced it right. In this interview he also did, where he talked about, he's also a senator. He was a former senator, let's say so. How he carried out investigation that these people are being protected by even governors just because they don't want election to hold in the community, because they know if election hold in that community, they will lose. So let's watch this interview. Let's watch the interview, then we'll come back to give our final verdict.
It's the governors and the mining cartel. It's straightforward and simple. The governors, areas where they don't want elections to hold because they will lose, they allow insecurity there, so they will write results, Charles. That's what happens. Then the other area, no, excuse me, the Senate, I investigated. I was wondering why Chinese were in this forest.
You mean when you were in the Senate?
Yes, when I was in the Senate. I investigated it. I brought a bill in that regard. I was wondering why Chinese were living in the forest, foreigners, relating with the bandits, and then the villagers were running away. You understand me? Being kidnapped. If I was a kidnapper, Charles, I'll kidnap a Chinese now and make a lot of money. So Chinese were not being kidnapped. He said poor Nigerians were being kidnapped. So I investigated to find out what was happening. It's the solid mineral cartel that ruined Congo. They are here. Do you understand? And then the governors also. Charles, look at what happened in Abia recently. They kidnapped somebody. The village surrounded the forest and rescued them and brought out the people. See what happened in Katsina. An army general was kidnapped. His corpse was returned. And the people who returned it left. Suddenly, they rescued the wife. Do you understand? Look at Imo State, Okigwe, where I come from. Let me give you an example. I shouted on national television on Arise. I said, please allow me to fix the police stations in Okigwe. I brought my money. Chat, I gave Innoson 100 million to fix police APCs on their behalf so that they can protect Okigwe zone. The government blocked it. Are you hearing me? So that the whole result in Okigwe zone will be written. And the same thing in Olo, also all those areas. Just when I was campaigning, I campaigned in Osun. Where all the terrorists are supposed to be. Charles, Abacha said something, that anytime you have insecurity that lasts for more than 48 hours, the government has a hand in it. You understand? So if we have this local government autonomy, there is no council, no ward in Nigeria where you have a democratically elected councillor, where he will not know who his people are, and where he will not notice when a stranger comes in. That's why there's insecurity.
So presumably you would support localized police.
He has created it already. We can't have state police with these governors that are autocratic, that are dictators. It will worsen the situation.
So what do you suggest? We've got 90 seconds.
What I suggest, Charles, is either regional police or this thing Tinubu created, forest guards, with local government autonomy. It will function very, very perfectly. There will be no insecurity. Once local governments are empowered financially and forest guards, they're linked up with DSS. You have DSS in the
But your problem is not with the local governments. It is if it becomes controlled by the state.
It can't be if INEC conducts.
Yeah, but that's where we're going.
Yes, if INEC conducts their election and then their monies are given to them directly, they will lose that control.
Right. Okay.
That's the only solution. And it can happen if I will send the president a proposal on it, yeah.
So what this shows that government is not coming to protect you. But when you try to protect yourself, the same government that failed to protect you will also come to disarm you and leave you vulnerable for bandits to take a field day about the person's life. If a government could not rescue a major general, what makes you think you are so important that the government will rescue you? If under a government, 3 generals were unalived by bandits, and the same bandits, the government is now reintegrating them into the society and giving you excuse why they are doing so. It pains me that the same Christopher Musa, who was last year saying that bandits should not have a second chance, that whenever they see any bandits, they should not take any order, they should be put and unalived. The same Musa, when he was nominated as the Minister of Defense, went to the Senate floor and said that bandits, if you reintegrate bandits into the society, they will definitely go back and commit the same havoc. That these people are just buying time. Don't negotiate with them. But the same man, just under 6 months, is coming us now to tell us that why we should pardon these people. And I ask, they go to the east. I'm not an Igbo guy. I'm not from the east. They go to the east. They will say they are unaliving the IPOB members. Why are they not giving those people the same reintegration amnesty they are giving to the northern part of Nigeria? So, does that mean now Nigeria has 2 classes of citizens? The Fulanis are the first class citizen, while every other tribes are the second class citizen. That is what they are trying to tell us. The Fulani can do whatever they want. At the end of the day, government will take them back. What is the incentive for them to stop? So they are telling us they forced them. How could a Minister of Defense be telling us that they forced them and they unalive people? Has that ever been an excuse to commit havoc? If everybody is now saying that they forced them, who is now the main target? That is where we are. And people are still coming out to say you want to support this government and vote for them in the second tenure. Until your family become part of this incident, then you will know that you don't need to vote for this president. Their aim is to protect bandits, not to protect you. So what Tinubu is now telling us now, hello Nigerians, sorry to tell you, bandit is more valuable than you guys. And that is what they are telling us. Thank you very much for staying to this very moment. And I will be waiting for your comment on the comment section below. Thank you. But before I go, guys, please, if you are new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, click on the bell icon so that whenever I drop any latest update, you will be notified. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
I remember back then, if for instance anything happened for any community where involve member of the Nigerian army, where come be say some community people follow the army fight, they come injure the army. Bro, you know what will happen? You see that community, make everybody just run. Because when the army come back, that whole community, they will shut them down. Whether you danger, whether you don't danger, you go chop beating. They go injure everybody. Fast forward to 2026. Bandits kidnap general. Carry the general go inside bush. The general dey with them inside bush. The general die. The bandits carry the dead body of the general, go give am to the community. The bandits, after the general die, the bandits come carry the wife of the general, release her. Up to today, Nigerian army never go raid that bush. Up to today, Nigerian army never go raid that bush. It's crazy, you know. It's crazy. That is when you understand that this army safe. At the end of the day, they seem to be benefiting more with this insecurity than when there's security. Because check out now. Check out. People don't know all these army budgets and co. They know they transfer to them, now cash that they give them. Oh. Army, Navy, Air Force, military, now cash. If their budget is 500 billion, you are giving them 500 billion as cash. You are not giving them transfer. That's the highest form of money laundering. This is 2026 when everything don't turn digital. So any money that is given to the Nigerian army, to the military, they will not be able to account for it. If they tell you say they buy pepper, now you sabi with that. There's no record, there's no receipt of them buying pepper. If they say they buy onions, there's no receipt. So if the federal government is giving the military money to say this is for security, whether the generals that are in charge, the people at the top of the Nigerian military, if they decide to share that money the way they like, nobody will even know. That's why if you come now, you go Abuja, you go see one big car stand, they'll say now one general get that. You go see one big mansion, they'll say now one general get that. You go see one big estate, they'll say now one general get that. Which war you don't fight, you general? Which war you fight? Which war you don't fight, safe? When you get that kind of big money to do that kind of big estate, you say na general this, na general that, na general that one and get down. These people are benefiting from the insecurity. And until they start checkmating the way they go about their funding, this insecurity will not even stop. That's just the simple truth. They are all part of this thing. No, you think I'm now. No, you think I'm now. Now like this, if Nigerian army wake up tomorrow morning now, or the military, or the Navy of the Air Force, they can't tell federal government, say, come, we need like 1 billion because of insecurity. Federal government cannot say no because they are scared. Maybe they don't go cool. They'll give them the money. And they'll give them in cash. So whether they do it or whether they put it in the security of the country, nobody knows. They'll keep demanding. Demand. Nobody knows how insecurity won't take end. 2026, they carry general go inside bush. Bandits kidnap general go inside bush. The general die for the hand of the bandits. The bandits get mad. Oh, what a shame. Carry the general dead body, drop and say, well, your mona take una corpse, go bury. Come carry the wife, release her after husband gone. Army never still raid that bush with anger. Army where we all know. Say small thing where touch them, they go shut a whole village, a whole community down. Everybody go collect. Just to make a statement, say, you don't mess with the Nigerian military. I beg, all of them, they do all these things. I beg, when I get out. The people when they die are just the collateral damage and the sacrificial lamb. And the things if you need to even make sense to you. The people where they die are the collateral damages and the sacrificial lamb. All of them know what they do. No leave matter for Matthias.